open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So alive.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day today. So today we are back at the channel with another speed build, and this time we are building a winter kind of Christmas lodge in oh my gosh, which world are we at? The outdoor retreat world. I think it's called Granite Falls. That is the name of the world. So we are building a modern cabin out in the woods and then decorating it, you know, for Christmas time. And I think this is a very whoop, Mona. I'm so sorry. I think this is a very nice little cabin to rent around Christmas time, you know, when your Sims are gonna enjoy Winterfest and they want to celebrate it somewhere else except home. They can do it here in this gorgeous cabin that I'm building with you guys today. So it's gonna be a very simple design. I'm not going to go over the top. I really wanted to keep it very simple. I did work a long time though on this build. This was in the works for probably 2 weeks now. I've been tweaking this build, but it was a lot of fun, you know, making this look really good and nice, and I love the shape of the house. So overall, I'm very happy how this turned out. Originally, I did start this house as more of a traditional home. I mean, that was the setup. I was like, oh, let's do, you know, a really nice traditional cabin for my Sims to rent when it's like winter time and they want to celebrate Christmas, you know, in a cabin and not home. That was my first initial thought, but it turned out to be something very modern, and I'm actually really happy how it turned out. I love the furnishing of this house. It's definitely on the modern luxurious side. You know me, that is how I like to furnish my houses. So this one isn't that different, but I do implement, you know, some Christmas decorations and such and make it really nice and cozy for when you rent this with your Sim, you know, that you get that really festive holiday feeling, but also a very luxurious feeling, like, yes, I am on vacation, you know, everything that I want is in this little cabin. So there will be a hot tub outside. There's also a swimming pool. It's a heated swimming pool, although don't test that with your Sims because they will probably die. But in my mind, I was like, it's a heated pool, Mona. It's fine. And if you are gonna use this cabin maybe in summertime, then the pool is very handy. So you never know. I did try to, you know, use some terrain paint and such for in the summertime. So when it turns summer, this lot will not look weird. I mean, maybe the Christmas decorations will look weird and you need to take that down. But, you know, the landscaping and such, everything that is like covered in snow, I did address. So there was terrain painting, there is tiling and such, but you don't really see it in the build because it's all covered in snow. So just so that you know. Anyways, what am I doing here? I'm making a little extend here at the back of the cabin. So the front is more elevated and the back is, you know, just flat. I did that intentionally. I just really liked, you know, the idea of doing that. So you need to go up the stairs, and the first level that you enter is actually the second floor. So the second floor is the first thing that your Sims will see. There will be a little, you know, cute living room right there. And there will also be a bar, and what else? I don't know. I definitely know that there's a bar and oh my gosh. Oh, how do you call it? A chess table. I always find playing chess, very I mean, I play chess whole year round. Don't get me wrong. I love playing chess. That is a game that I play with my husband a lot, but playing chess at winter time, around Christmas really makes me happy because then it's like cold outside. Usually we have our fireplace on. Then we're gonna play chess while the children are, watching cartoons and such, maybe drinking a glass of wine or usually whiskey. Me and my husband really love to drink whiskey when we're playing. It's our fun relaxing time, and it's something that we do a lot when it's winter time. So we definitely needed a chess table, and there is one on the second floor. So here you just see me adding in some windows, large modern windows for some very gorgeous natural light going in. I also place some glass ceilings or glass roofing. You don't see the glass roof because there's heavy snow on the roofing, but when you go inside and you're playing, there is this gorgeous natural light flowing through, definitely in daytime, of course, when it's like high noon, and that's the reason why I added in the glass ceilings or the glass roofing. And of course in spring and summertime it also looks really nice. So yeah, there is a little bit of a glass roofing going on here and there, but again, you don't really see it with the heavy snowfall on the roof. So yeah, here I added in the swimming pool, the hot tub. I am gonna make like a little kind of a roofing over the hot tub so that when it's snowing, your Sims doesn't really get bothered by the snow. There won't be any snow in the hot tub, which I think is really nice. I did add in a garage at this point on the left side. The garage is gonna disappear because it just didn't feel right to have a garage there. I thought, I do think your Sims would probably drive here, but the garage just didn't really make sense. So I do turn that into a bedroom area with a nice little outdoor balcony and a fire pit for roasting marshmallows. So it's gonna be really cozy and fun. But you guys, of course, will see that a little bit later on. But here I'm still tweaking the exterior, adding in different kind of, wooden paneling because we're using the same paneling throughout the entire build, and that is the spade one, and I wanted to mix other paneling, so I'm also using a get together paneling on the right, and I'm also gonna use it on the left. So there are different textures which I really like, and then here I'm just playing around with chimneys. I don't know, I wanted a chimney somewhere. In the end this didn't work out, so there will be a chimney on another place later on, but yeah, this is just me playing around and trying to make that work. And then here we are back in the backyard, and we're just doing a tiny bit of landscaping. So there isn't that much landscaping in this build. There wasn't enough space. I definitely didn't really look at the space that I had for landscaping. I could have done maybe more landscaping if there was more space for me to work with. And that is the problem for me mainly when I'm working with a terrain tool and I'm elevating, hills and such. I find that my lots are too small lately. Usually when we didn't have terrain editing, a 30 by 40 was large enough for a nice landscaping and a nice looking, fairly sized house. But now with the terrain editing tool, I need a tiny bit more space. I mean, maybe a 40 by 40 or a 40 by 50 would have been better, for really having a nice looking terrain editing and also having landscaping. But that's just me. Maybe because I just make my houses way too big, because this large actually has, let me count, 4 bedrooms, and the bedrooms are actually fairly large. There's only one tiny bedroom, and that is the toddler bedroom, but the other bedrooms are actually fairly nicely spaced. So they have like little seating areas, wardrobes and such. They have everything you need. The bedrooms, which I think is really awesome. And there's also 2 living rooms. So there's a living room on the 2nd floor, and there's a sunken living room on the 1st floor. There's a dining room, a kitchen, and upstairs where the children's bedrooms are, there's even like a play area for the children, which I think is really lovely. I love that area so much. I just love the idea that when the children wake up on Christmas morning, that they have a whole area where they can play. There's even a Christmas tree there with presents. It's gonna be so much fun playing with this house, on Christmas days in The Sims. So yeah, that is what I had in mind when I was furnishing. It needed to feel very Christmassy, very rustic, but still modern. So that's what I'm doing with the interior. So this is the first living room that we are creating. This is more of like a formal living room without a television. The television is downstairs. This is more of an area where you would sit, maybe drink, a whiskey from the world globe, grab a book from the bookcase and sit by the fireplace. That is what this area is all about. And I'm gonna, try to make it look even more rustic. I'm gonna add in some pillars, some wooden kind of accents on the ceiling. You guys will see that a little bit later, because there is a glass, how do you call it? Roof. There is a glass roof over this section of the build. You see it with the lighting. You don't see it from the exterior. But yeah, there is a glass roof, and I really wanted to keep that ceiling height. I didn't want to place a ceiling there, so I keep it very open. And then I'm gonna place some wood accents on the ceiling. I'm hoping that you guys will see it in the speed build, although I'm not sure if I recorded that. But let me know if you guys want to see a house tour of this build. I will gladly make one. Just let me know in the comments down below, or either through the poll, and then I will make one. Maybe for Christmas time, Christmas is still coming. It's now the 14th of December whilst I'm doing this voiceover. Maybe the 15th when you guys are seeing it. I don't know. But anyways, I really like how this area is looking. So I am utilizing a lot of the seasons items throughout the entire house. I'm combining seasons with city living and also cats and dogs. Those are the main expansion packs that I'm using. And I'm also grabbing, little elements from all the stuff packs here and there. So yeah, these are, this is the, oh my gosh, you can see it a little bit. It's a bit wonky recording. But you guys did see like the little detail that I placed on the ceiling. Although looking at it like, in the speed build, it's kind of nauseating how the camera went. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, you guys can, see what I was trying to do right here. Just some rustic elements in this very, modern looking build. And I like it. I'm happy with how this turned out. But let me know in the comments down below, of course, what you guys think of the build. I always take your opinion in consideration, and I take your comments and feedback to the next build that I do. I always try to implement what you guys think about my builds. Anyways, adding here a bar. I mean, the world globe was definitely not enough for me. The world globe was for whiskeys, but the bar is for more of the, the wine. I love drinking a red wine, especially when I'm playing chess. And you know what? The chess table is right there. So of course I needed to implement the bar. And no, I'm not an alcoholic, by the way, if you're like wondering. You're always talking about drinking. Not an alcoholic, I'm just an adult and I have children, and that's how me and my husband unwind. That's the adult thing. Anyways, trailing off, adding in a chimney right here on the back porch area. I knew I needed a chimney somewhere to, you know, incorporate on that second floor, because on the second floor where that large balcony is, I wanted a fireplace. So at first I placed the chimney off to the side, as you guys can see, but then placing a fireplace that was, you know, usable was a little bit difficult. I preferred to have the fireplace more centered. So this is definitely gonna change. I'm gonna center the fireplace. You can see it right now. I'm like placing that fireplace and I'm like, do I really want to do that? And then here I'm like, no, move the chimney. Place the fireplace in the center. So now you can have one upstairs, you can have one downstairs, and then, you know, the downstairs, how do you call it? I don't know, little deck area can also have a fireplace, and I'm gonna add in a bar there as well. I know, it's a vacation home. It's fine. At first I wanted the chimney to go out here, but it wasn't really working with the foundation, and of course your Sims cannot really turn on the fireplace with the foundation, although I swear that we could do that in the past. I can remember placing fireplaces on foundations, and, you know, on a foundation, and then like split leveling, and then my Sims could easily turn on the fireplaces. Now they can't. Now they just wave their hands, you know, like they just don't care. They cannot turn out the fireplaces, which is kind of sad, because I do have a sunken room on the first floor with a fireplace, which is sadly not functional, but the other fireplaces are, and there are like, okay, let me count. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 only on the ground level. 4, 5, 6. There are 6 fireplaces in this house. So there is enough for your Sims to, you know, keep warm. So yeah, the fireplace downstairs is just decorational, sadly, but it's fine. Anyways, here starting with this little, you know, deck area. At first I wanted the bar to come here next to the hot tub, but then later on I thought, no, that doesn't make sense, because then when it's raining or it's snowing, your Sims don't sit there, you know, they don't want to, you know, play with the, how do you call it again, with the bar. So I'm gonna place it underneath the deck. So, you know what I did right now, I'm gonna delete again. So here adding in some ladders for the swimming pool, also adding in that outdoor chimney like I said, and then this little seating area that I'm creating, I am gonna move everything to the right side, like at the very end of the video, because I was playtesting this build and I saw that I couldn't light this fireplace. And again, this is like, I don't know how long this problem, I think it's about when seasons came, because before seasons I could light a fireplace with like something in front of it. Of course, not when it was like in front of it, like, you know, touching, but, you know, with a little space, it was fine. I could light a fireplace, and now I couldn't light the fireplace with the current setup that I had. So I am gonna move everything a little bit over to the right so that it's all functional. So I added in some sunbeds, sadly not usable in wintertime, but when you're gonna play this house in summer, the sunbeds are gonna be really fun. And then here making the bar. So adding in some wall decorations, you know, making it look a little bit luxurious and fun. And I'm happy with this little area right here. I did move objects off while placing the bars, placing the bar, just so that I really knew that the bar was functional. So yeah, that's why I was fiddling around right there, and then here, you know, trying to make it look perfect. And then here starting with the sunken area. As you guys know, I love making sunken living rooms. I have done a ton of them in the past, so of course I wanted to do one here, because as you guys see, the living room is actually really large, and I adore a large living room. But if it's too large, then it feels a bit boring. It just feels like a boring living room, and I think split leveling makes your houses look way more interesting. So here I split leveled everything, added in a fireplace, which is sadly not functioning. I'm really bummed out about that. And then here I'm adding in a little play area, which I'm gonna delete again because I forgot about the Christmas tree. There are no Christmas trees at this point in the build. Well, there's one outside on the porch, but there's none inside. So that is gonna change. I am gonna add in a Christmas tree right there in the corner. At first I was like, let's do another chess table. I didn't really know what I wanted to do here, but later on I'm gonna add in a Christmas tree. So yeah, just so that you know. So there will be a Christmas tree with presents and yeah, that's it. Anyways, what am I doing here? I'm just making a ceiling there. It looked kind of weird when you were playing. And then here going back in, trying to decorate that section that I'm gonna delete again later. So here starting with the kitchen. So for the kitchen, I'm going with the Jungle Adventure kitchen counters. They worked perfectly with the style that I was going for. We're going for modern, but with little hints of traditional, as you guys saw. And I just thought that, these kitchen counters worked perfectly with the overall design. So we are going with a kind of brick wall. It's like a very rustic brick that we're using at the exterior as well. I am gonna cut down on the brick a little bit, so I'm gonna use some normal wallpaper as well. At this point it's all bricks and tiles. That is gonna change, and I'm also gonna move around the stove and the hanging pots, because in the kitchen there's also a glass rooftop, which you guys of course didn't see because of the heavy snow, but when you're playing on the inside or doing like an overview, you can definitely see the glass ceiling. And then when you have pots and pans hanging from the ceiling in the middle, it looks so weird. It's connected with nothing. It's like it's floating in midair. So I did move over the stove to, more of the counter area. And then in the middle, we are gonna have a, how do you call it? For washing your hands and such, a sink. A sink. So yeah. Anyways, you're starting with the master bedroom. So the master bedroom is located on the first floor downstairs. They get their own private little balcony with how do you call it? A fire pit. And they also get a private little, or not little, they get a private fireplace, for warming themselves, which is really awesome. So here I am using some of the new more how do you call that style again? I forgot, but those items from Get Famous. I'm using the new items here. I just thought that they looked really nice with the build that I was doing. Here adding in the fire pit, for that romantic marshmallow roast that I want to do with my Sims. And then here adding in some clutter and trying to make this whole dining room look really fun and gorgeous. And a little bit luxurious as well. So yeah, that is what we're doing right now. And then here incorporating a little bit more texture throughout this living room area, because I was using the exterior wooden shingles or wooden paneling on the walls, and I'm still using them on a lot of places, but I knew we needed a bit more texture here and there, and that's why I implemented the Fitness Stuff Pack wallpaper, just so that there was some diversion, some, I don't know, more texture, more interesting stuff going on the wall. Because wood everywhere, in real life, I love the look of that. In The Sims, it was kind of, looking boring. We needed some bricks and such, and that's why I used the fitness pack. And then here I'm trying to decide what I wanted to place in that little corner over there. It was looking kind of, empty, and I'm placing a Jungle Adventure cabinet with some cookies for a dog. Although there are no dog beds, there's no dog feeder, but there are dog cookies. So if an owner wants to like bring their pets, they can. Although actually have never gone on vacation on Granite Falls with my Sim family and pets. I've never done that. So is that actually possible to take your pets on vacation to Granite Falls? Let me know in the comments down below because I'm actually curious about that. I should probably do that one time. But at this point, my Sims are still working like really hard on their careers. They actually haven't been on vacation yet. But I should keep that in mind because I do want them to go on vacation to this cabin, when it's actual Christmas here in Belgium. Yes, sadly, I will be playing The Sims on Christmas Eve, the 24th of December. I will be going to my mother-in-law for a whole meal. So she has like a four-course meal planned for us. And then after that, me and my husband, we decided that we're gonna play video games all night long and I'm gonna play The Sims. So I'm actually really excited about just playing. So I'm not gonna build, I'm not gonna record videos on the 24th. I'm just gonna play for myself. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So what am I doing here? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm kind of lost. I did add in the presents and the Christmas tree, as you guys can see. And then, slowly going through the build, I am adding in more and more Christmas decoration. So, the first 25 minutes of this build, there were like almost no Christmas decorations. At the end, the last like 5-7 minutes, I will be implementing a lot more Christmas decorations. I just didn't really know at the beginning, how far I wanted to go with my Christmas decorations. I just wanted to finish off the rooms first, and then after that I wanted to see where I could implement Christmas decorations without it looking overcluttered and tacky, because that is definitely not what I wanted to do with this build. It's a modern home, it's a modern little Christmas cabin, and it needed to look sophisticated. Probably in my next build, because I'm actually working on a traditional Christmas build as well. It's gonna be more tacky and over the top Christmassy, old traditional. But for this one, because it was modern, it was luxurious, I really needed to balance out the Christmas stuff with, the overall furnishing. So yeah, here adding in, more lights, more garlands. Are those called garlands, by the way? I think here in Dutch it's called slingers. Although slingers is something that you also put up on birthdays. I actually don't know what they are called in Dutch. No, maybe my Dutch viewers or my Belgian viewers know what, these things are called. That is a krans, by the way. The round thing that I placed on the wall. That's a krans, a kerstkrans in Dutch. But the other one, I actually don't know. And if you want to know what a Christmas tree in Dutch is, it's kerstboom. And I just love the ring of kerstboom. It just sounds really festive. So adding in some reindeer at the front, if you guys saw it. And then here starting with the play area for the children. So at first I was like, yes, let's do a rainbow Christmas tree. And Sadie was like, yes, mommy, you should definitely do a rainbow Christmas tree. She was actually, looking at what I was building because she was home today. Like I was, she is home with the flu. If you are not following me on Twitter, you probably didn't know, but my youngest daughter has the flu. And that's also the reason why I haven't really been uploading. She has the flu for, several days now, I think a week. So, building and creating videos is kind of hard. And I actually installed the game downstairs on my living room computer just so that I could finish this build once and for all, because I've actually been working on this build for 2 weeks now. And 2 weeks is way too long to, focus focus on only one build. I was actually going a little bit mad on this build because I just wanted to get it done at this point. But I'm really loving the little playroom. The playroom is gonna change a tiny bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit larger, and I'm gonna move the Christmas tree to another location in the playroom, and it's gonna look really nice and gorgeous. So the idea behind the playroom with the Christmas tree was really that when the children wake up in the morning on Christmas Day, so the 25th of December, they would wake up, they step out of their rooms, and they would see a whole pile of presents around the Christmas tree. That was the whole idea of that tree, placing it here in the playroom. It just made me, very happy, that idea. One day I would love to have a vacation with my daughters and my husband, and actually I would love to spoil them one day, and really stay in a cabin like this one and have like a buttload of presents ready for them. Sadly, me and my husband, we don't have money. So, it's a fantasy which we probably would never ever do. Renting a cabin is not something in our price range. These are actually kind of expensive where we live. One time we wanted to go to like this kind of cabin place. How do you call it again? Oh my gosh, my Dutch girls or my Dutch viewers probably know how it's called. Center Parks, that's the word. So I wanted to go to Center Parks, but it was so freaking expensive to rent a cabin. It was actually cheaper to go to Disney than to rent in Center Parks. I'm talking about like 5 years ago. I don't know if that has changed because Disney has become a bit more expensive, I heard. I mean, I don't know. I have annual passes, so for me it's always free. But yeah, it was like really expensive. So in the end, we didn't go to Center Parks. We didn't rent a cabin for, Christmas time. And now I'm kind of regretting it. I should probably do it one time. Anyways, we are now in the living room area, the first floor living room. As you guys can see, I did change around the fireplace area. I add in a deck and also a staircase so that you could actually access, that deck area. And I really hoped that adding in that deck that you could use the fireplace. Sadly, you can still not use the fireplace, but you can use the bookcases, which is really nice. And then here I am changing around, the fireplace area outside so that you can use it. And I think, yeah, we're like almost done. Just adding in some Christmas decoration here and there, some presents upstairs. Like I said, I wanted a large pile of presents for my Sim children when it's Christmas time. And yeah, and then going around the house, tweaking the color palette here and there and adding in the little details and the lighting and all in between. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed, this little Christmas speed build, the first one for me for this Christmas period. Hopefully I can get another one done before it's Christmas time. I mean, I have my fingers crossed, although Christmas is in like 10 days now. I mean, Christmas Eve is in like 10 days, so it's gonna be a tight squeeze, but I'm hoping to get it done for you guys. And yeah, let me know, what are you guys doing on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day? Are you gonna visit family? Are you gonna stay at home? Or are you gonna, do like I do, visit your in-laws or maybe your mom or dad and then play video games at night? I mean, opening presents, we're gonna open them at Christmas morning, and we're also opening presents on the 22nd of December. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah, those are the two dates that we're actually opening our presents. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what are you doing on Christmas Day or on Christmas Eve? I would love to hear. And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed the speed build. If you did, of course, leave your your likes, very important that you do. And if you liked the video and this is the first video that you have ever seen from me, then hit the notification bell and of course subscribe, or there will be no bell to hit, Mona. No, subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that you would never ever miss a video of mine. So I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely, lovely day wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.